today I have Sandra with me. Sandra, thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be able to speak with you today. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am a 49-year-old.
Beautiful.
Thank you. 49-year-old single mom of three. Although they are all grown, very successful, two college graduates, and the other is figuring herself out, as we all are doing our best. And I guess I wanted to touch on just being an empty nest. My children have left the house, and this is my first time living by myself. So when everybody was gone, when they went off to college, it's like I always wanted to move back home to California, and so this will be the perfect time. So I moved back to California, downtown Los Angeles to be exact, and I love it. I love it.
And courageous.
It was a big move. It was actually pretty scary to me at first, just because the fact that I never lived alone. I was concerned about safety and how I would adapt to just being in an area where there were just so many people. There's so many people there, but it's really cool. You get to see people from all over the world, and I like that part of it. I live next door to a museum, and across the street is also a museum. So it's a nice building, safe, secure, beautiful building. I like my home. I just have concerns about, not concerns. I would like for people to be just a little bit more friendly. Coming from the South, I'm used to
hospitality.
Yes, I love hospitality. I feel like when you look, as you pass somebody and you meet eyes, you say hello. I mean, what else can you do but look away real quick? That's just awkward. It's hello, how you doing today?
Right.
Whatever. But it's not really like that. So we have a concierge desk in the building, and one day in particular, I had left my key upstairs. I live on the 10th floor, and I had somebody in my apartment, but I didn't want to disturb them, so I was just going to have the concierge send me up. So I go to the door because it's locked. You have to call for them. I buzz it, and I can see that he's busy doing helping a couple of other people that were standing at the desk. And I push the button and I wait. And so I wait a little bit more. I waited about a minute and a half. It just so happened the maintenance man was walking up and he was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'll let you in." So he lets me in, and I still have to stand at the desk because I have to get him to let me up. So I'm standing there, standing there, standing there. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes went by. I got a little impatient. So, like I said, there's people in my apartment. I guess I'll just bug them and have them come down and get me. So, as I kind of walk off to make the phone call, someone else hits the buzzer. It is a white woman, maybe a little younger than me. I'm 49, so she looks to be younger than me. I don't know. And she's automatically let in. He was busy, the same amount of busyness to me that he was when I pushed the button, but I don't always want to look at it that way. I want to get out of that mindset of just going to that, thinking that, oh, it's a racial thing, it's because I'm black. I think that it was just, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. But when he let her in, I said, okay, whatever. And then there are so many incidents. I mean, it's so many, and it's not even. I also probably need to say that I am in a affordable unit.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that I do not pay fair market price, the actual amount of the rent.
Right.
So even on that, I think some of the other tenants, I've spoken with them, and they can see the difference in the way that we're treated around the building.
Mm. So it's a lot of microaggressions.
I would imagine they wanted to sign a petition because we can't park in the building. Even though I don't personally have a car. It's just um, some of the other people have a car and they can't park in the building. They have to pay for parking. That you still have to park, even if you park in the building, you still have to pay.
Mm.
But it's based on your income, so it still wouldn't be
It would be a stipend kind of thing.
Right. It wouldn't be as much as if you go outside and they're charging you full price. Like parking is very expensive, and a lot of the buildings they don't have parking. They don't offer parking. So, but living downtown, there's parking. There's plenty of parking in that building. It's 20 floors, and we have maybe 3 floors of parking. And they were saying that to park across the street, there's a building right across the street from us. It's 150. It's anywhere from 150 to $225 per month going outside. Yes. Well, yeah, everything. Even if you have a pet there, it's $500 deposit plus rent of $50 extra on your rent.
Right.
I would like to have a pet, but I'm just not willing to pay rent. I'm already paying rent. I mean, I don't want to.
Okay. So, a few things. Well, one, thank you so much for sharing that. Now a lot of people are very forthcoming with certain information about their like financial status. So thank you. Um, I want to ask you. So one of the things that you mentioned was that the hospitality just is that in Los Angeles in general? Is that in your building, or like how often do you feel as though people aren't as hospitable as what you're used to?
Keep in mind, you're in California, Los Angeles, California, and everyone they are not as friendly as you would like them to be.
Sure.
I mean, inside and outside of the building, it's even when I'm encountering Black women on the street, you would think that it would be the norm to speak, but every now and then is when I get, hello, how are you? But it's not that often.
Yeah.
It's not that often. My thing is the staff. That's what they do. That's their job.
Sure.
And I'm not speaking about the tenants. My issue is, the tenants are going to be the tenants. If they don't want to talk or they're having a bad day or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But the staff, that is what they're paid to do.
Right.
Hello, how are you? Make your, not to stay there, but, if any way that they can help you, that should be done. But outside of the building, yeah, I don't live that far from Skid Row, so mental, people with different things going on as far as maybe they're on drugs or maybe they talking to themselves. I don't want to diagnose them as to what could be wrong with them, but there's a multitude of things outside of the building. I mean, the people, they're just different. The culture there is different. I miss Texas for that simple fact that I can get a greeting of hello.
Yeah.
Very simple. Very simple. But I've gotten almost to the point now, I would call my kids like, man, these guys are so freaking rude here. Say hello. They would tell me to calm down. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just go on throughout your day. And I finally got to the point where I'm a lot better than I was
Right.
when I first got there, and it only took 4 years for me to,
Right.
for me to get there. But people are going through their own things, and I always want to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they could really be going through something, and it wasn't just for a day. It's been like that for 2 or 3 months, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I have times when I'm not in the greatest of moods. But when I feel like that, I kind of hide from people.
Right, but they're like out in public.
Yeah.
Would you say that that over that duration of time to where you started to adjust, that you started to see that it was outside of your control?
Yes.
The way that other people are going to respond, or
right,
or if they're going to make eye contact, or
yeah.
So would you? So did that change you as how you interacted with people too?
It did. I think one thing I also thought about was that I need to change my outlook on it.
Sure.
Because changing my outlook on it, I feel like that helped me most. And it helped me understand that to just be empathetic and just think about what someone may be going through. People look fine. I tell my kids all the time, people look fine, but they may have this, that, and the other going on. And I always want to be mindful of that, right, even with myself.
Right. Yeah. So okay. So that was great that you said that you changed your outlook, because one of the things that we like to try to accomplish is goal setting, and that is definitely as a part of a change behavior for the most part. Usually, sometimes it can be from like a cognitive thing too, but a lot of times it's probably a combination of both, if not for sure behavioral thing. So with going back to what you said about the microaggressions that you encounter in your building, I know you said that even though you don't currently own a vehicle, that the other tenants that are in the same socioeconomic stature as yourself, that they were interested in signing a petition.
Yeah.
Have you been was that something that they followed suit with, or?
I don't think so. I didn't hear an update on it. Okay. I was stopped by one of the tenants when I was going into the building one day. She has a car. I think I think they just finally, like maybe like months later, I heard them say that they parked down the hill. I actually live on a hill, where it's a lot different down the hill, and so things are a lot cheaper down there, and they just found parking there.
Wow. I mean, but they don't park at their residence.
No. Wow. No one on affordable parks in the building unless you are handicapped, and that took some fight too.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to do some things. I had heard some buzz going on. I don't know the particulars about it, but that was an issue.
Yeah.
I moved in the building maybe 3-4 months after it opened, so I know a lot about the staff that's come and gone, and it's just a cycle. They're there for a month or maybe a year or two, and then they're gone. Yeah. They're gone. They'll tell us in the little newsletter that they left, but yeah.
Would they? So have you maybe considered, because you aren't satisfied with the way that you're treated? You also said that other tenants aren't satisfied either. Have you guys thought about maybe like doing anything to bring that to management's notice, or maybe even because although you guys may not pay the fair market value, you guys do still indeed. I mean, somebody makes up for that difference. And so, have you guys ever thought of taking into that entity? Because no one really wants to be treated differently.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree that it's unfair. Um, but I've gotten to the point where I just don't want to put a lot of focus on it. It's my thing is, what would you say? Like, this is happening, this is happening. I'm not so sure that there would be any action as to why we're. I mean, the way that I feel like it would come down to, well, that's the way that they're seeing it. It's not really how it is. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like when someone tells you that you're being over, oh, you're being overly dramatic. It's not that serious. Like I
Mm-hmm.
almost feel like it would be debatable. Oh, okay, well, this is standard that we do things this way, or it just happened. Maybe she walked up and it was, he was right there about it. But I don't know. I don't know. I just hadn't really wanted to be in a group thing and take that kind of action. Just because I just feel like it's just it could possibly be a waste of my energy. Like I don't want to put that much energy into it. It's just, I don't know. I'm
Does
not that concerned about that part of it, but I do recognize that something should be done. I mean,
How do you say something you done? There's nobody food for action.
that's true. That I mean, I don't want to be the person that initiates that.
Is it the uncertainty of an action on their behalf that makes you not wanna?
Correct.
Okay.
And my wasted energy. So, like my time and my well-being is very important to me, and I just recently found that a lot of times I'm making myself sick, worrying about things that I cannot control or things that just aren't that important. Like I come in contact with these people on a daily basis. I've gotten to the point where it's very simple for me. I usually always have my keys. Like that was an isolated
Wow.
incident. Like it doesn't happen that often. I can't remember. It's a fob thing that we use for everywhere around the building because everything's fob. And I just don't want to. I guess I don't want to deal with it. I mean, if it came up, I probably would be interested, but nobody's pursuing anything like that in the building.
Well, I understand, but if you say that there are other residents that you've conversed with and they're dissatisfied, I think that it may potentially be more like evidence of, well, there may be some difference of treatment, maybe, but there are plenty of places. I mean, even if you go on Google, you're able to leave a review that oftentimes are complaints. Majority of the time, people leave a review for something. It's
That's
definitely
true.
a complaint. And I know that you mentioned how important your mental and physical well being is to you, but it seems like a few of their incidents have kind of affected you. Well, at least not in a long term sense, but it did make you feel some type of way.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and that is definitely energy spent of being upset, or that is,
I agree.
it's a little stress. Like, wow, I didn't like that. I started my morning was perfectly fine, so I came down to the lobby and I felt like I was treated differently. You know, the thing about microaggressions, I think, is that we don't know for sure, but it's something there.
Yeah,
We feel like, intuitively that there is maybe some tension there for whatever reason. I don't think that, you making a statement about it is a bad thing. I think that it's a possibility that it may make you feel better because you did speak up for yourself. You weren't just totally inactive, in it or passive. Like I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That's not fair to me for me to not like things when you're literally paid to be nice to me.
correct. Yeah,
So it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
well, well, what is this about? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something because it seems like that might be out of your comfort zone. You said that, that you didn't want to be the catalyst of causing a stink, but I mean, I think you probably have a stronger support system in that building that may be willing, well, yeah, that may be willing to back you up or even agree with what you have to say. But you definitely wouldn't know until you talk to somebody about it. But Sandra, I'm not going to hold you too much longer. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Dr. Allen has a lot of videos to watch, but I'm sure that hopefully we can pick up this conversation again sometime,
Okay.
and you can, be able to give me a little bit of feedback on, if you were able um, draft it enough something. You don't have to just immediately write down, 5 angry words and take it to them. But
Right.
just like steps and to feeling more comfortable because you said that you love your building.
I love
And
my building.
yeah, and you deserve every bit to be comfortable. And I don't care if outside the door, if you're in lobby or wherever you may find yourself. It's only fair to you and anybody else.
That's true.
You really don't know who are you standing up for until you stand up. So, but I want to thank you again so much for speaking with me.